Hello students, today's topic is the making and unmaking of non-cooperation. Mahatma Gandhi was to spend much of 1917 in Champaran, seeking to obtain for the peasants security of tenure as well as the freedom to cultivate the crops of their choice. But the following year, 1918, Gandhiji was involved in two campaigns in his home state of Gujarat. First, he intervened in a labor dispute in Ahmedabad, demanding better working conditions for the textile mill workers, and then he joined peasants in Kheda in asking the state for the remission of taxes following the failure of their harvest. These initiatives in Champaran, Ahmedabad, and Kheda marked Gandhiji out as the nationalist with a deep sympathy for the poor. At the same time, these were all localized struggles. Then in 1919, the colonial rulers delivered into Gandhiji's lap an issue from which he could construct a much wider movement. During the Great War of 1914 to 1918, the British had instituted censorship of the press and permitted detention without trial. Now, on the recommendation of a committee chaired by Sir Sidney Rowlett, these tough measures were continued. In response, Gandhiji called for a countrywide campaign against the Rowlett Act. In towns across North and West India, life came to a standstill as shops shut down and schools closed in response to Bandh call. The protests were particularly intense in the Punjab, where many men had served on the British side in the war, expecting to be rewarded for their service. Instead, they were given the Rowlatt Act. Gandhiji was detained while proceeding to the Punjab, even as prominent local congressmen were arrested. The situation in the province grew progressively more tense, reaching a bloody climax in Amritsar in April 1919, when a British brigadier ordered his troops to open fire on a nationalist meeting. More than 400 people were killed in what is known as the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It was the Rowlatt Satyagraha that made Gandhiji a truly national leader. Emboldened by its success, Gandhiji called for a campaign of non cooperation with British rule. Indians who wished colonialism to end were asked to stop attending school, colleges, and law courts and not pay taxes. So, this type, Mr. Gandhi now became a famous and very loving leader during the Indian freedom struggle. And this was also lead up to the next 2 or 3 decades until the India got freedom.